right, welcome to Studies in Proverbs. We are looking at Proverbs chapter 9. Proverbs chapter 9 is the conclusion of the introduction to Proverbs. And it begins with wisdom, once again being personified as a woman, a beautiful woman who has built her house and she has made her home on 7 pillars. It's interesting to note that in the ancient times, the earth was often called, said to have been built on 7 pillars, that number of perfection. And she has prepared her food and drink and has sent her maidens out to invite all those who lack wisdom to come and join her. So, yes, the wisdom's message is an invitation to all who lack judgment to come and eat and drink. In other words, to learn from her and become wise. Um, Verses 7 to 12 of chapter 9 are the responses and the consequences for heeding or not heeding her call. The mockers are going to reject her call. The wise will receive instruction and grow wiser. And this is highlighted by the statement that fearing the Lord is the beginning, and also, for the sake of our study, the end of wisdom. It's the goal of wisdom, in other words. So the consequence for the wise is reward, and for the fool, the consequence is to suffer and be alone. We also know from other parts of Proverbs that death, if not spiritual death, in character, um, is the consequence of folly. So the end of chapter 9 now personifies folly as a woman. She sits at the door of her house, and notice does not mention that she built it, and she calls out rather than going out and seeking those who lack judgment. She just merely sits and calls out to the simple as well. But her message, in contrast, is that stolen water is sweet and that food eaten in secret is delicious. Note that there is a lack of effort. There is an idea of getting something for nothing. Stolen water rather than fine wine is emphasized here. And that the quality of the food is not mentioned, but the fact that it's been acquired illegally or in suspect ways and so is eaten in secret is supposed to make it delicious rather than its quality. And so the consequence of following folly's call is death, as I mentioned earlier. So in chapter 9, we see here just the consequences and the invitations of both wisdom and folly. The rest of Proverbs will consist of words of wisdom, and we will look at that in more details in the coming weeks.